for the first term as well. And it's been delightful to watch her actually figure out exactly what she was going to pick on stage and who she is. It's a delight to watch students grow. You'll see this one, if you put your hands together, please, for Miss Beth Dodge. Beth, come tell us what's funny.
Thank you, Chris Whitten. I am Beth Dodge. Did you happen to notice that Chris Whitten looks a little bit like Walt Disney?
Hey.
Yeah. Well, I blame him for my entire life. Not Chris Whitten, Walt Disney.
Oh.
See, my family is convinced I'm a Disney princess, and not because I hang out with singing woodland animals, but because I look like one. Don't get me wrong, looking like a Disney princess definitely has its advantages, because you can get away with all kinds of stuff. And the first time I realized this, I was in 7th grade. We were in the principal's office with a new kid from South Carolina, Lowell. And the principal asks what happened. So he sticks out his arm and yells, "She bit me." So I had to explain that when our teacher left the room, he began stroking my thigh with the palm of his hand. And when I asked him to stop, he said, "Bite me." The principal shakes her head and says, "Next time, Lowell, use a better choice of words." As I've grown up, I've learned to embrace my Disney princess exterior and the males I attract because of it. And you know the ones I'm talking about. Those in diapers and those who have reverted back to them. Actually, I spend a lot of my time at the retirement center visiting my grandparents, and my mom says to me, "Beth, you should write a joke about Grandma and Grandpa in your stand-up act." So I told her, "Grandpa won't hear it, and Grandma won't remember it. So I'll write one about you." Actually, my mom is like my best friend, but like all friendships, you don't always see eye to eye. So the other day, we're in the grocery store shopping, and I come across this gorgeous display of flowers, and I say to her, "Mom, did you see these? These are amazing." She turns around with a handful of asparagus and says, "I know, and they're cheap too." Speaking of cheap, my father. Just like every Disney fairy tale, my parents got a divorce when I was 6, just to get remarried and do it all over again 3 years later. Now my dad is working on building a relationship with my younger sister and I, so he takes us out for coffee once a month. And it wouldn't be so bad if I actually drank coffee. But expecting him to ask the typical, "How are things?" I say, "Well, Dad, things are a pint of scotch, a bag of weed, and taking some guy's virginity." And the old man behind us turns around and says, "Excuse me, miss, would you like to try on this glass slipper?" Don't make me bite you.